Right, welcome back to the channel. I've got another bit of a discussion, information to give you and talk to you about this morning. Not sure when this is going to go out, but I'm just going to do a comparison between the army and being an HGV driver, because I was in the army for 10 years and I've done this job for just under 10 years. So I'm going to get straight into it, because actually it's quite eye-opening. I've just been writing some things down here on my computer, and just for the record, I am on break and I'm just waiting around. I'm not working and this is my own time, so I'll just get that out there before I get told off. Anyway, let's talk money straight away, because money's always a good one. For being a corporal in the army, per year I left there on 33 to 33,500 a year. Okay, being an HGV driver, I am roughly 55 to 60 grand a year. Obviously the 33 grand is also top line, and the 55 to 60 is the top line. So there's a massive difference, but you'll see why in a minute. Holidays, you get 38 days a year holidays for being in the army. I don't know if it's changed now. Someone in the comments will probably tell me if the hours have changed, but as far as I'm aware, it was 38 hours and 38 days, sorry, and 28 days I get. 28 days. So when it comes to Christmas, I get the army, you get 2 weeks off at Christmas. If you've got more time, then you can take more time off. If you haven't taken as many holidays and there's nothing going on, you can take more time. But when I was in the army, I always had 2 weeks off work at Christmas without fail. Obviously that is dependent if you're deployed or whatever it may be. And in this job, not all HGV jobs, but my job, because of the industry that I'm in, and it's food industry, I get Christmas Day and Boxing Day off. So if Christmas Day, Boxing Day and New Year's Day, so if them days fall on Saturday and Sunday, I don't get no time off. I work Monday to Friday regardless of holidays. So them 28 days is also included with your bank holidays. So they're not a given that we have them off, but they add them onto your allowances so that you can take them off as and when you can. So that's that. 3 days, yeah, rubbish. That's probably the worst thing about this job, is time off at Christmas, because my missus works in a school and she gets, like I say, 6 million days off a year, which I'd like. Hours worked, army, I've worked it out, and I would probably say, you know, I'll quickly go over it, but you start at 10 o'clock on a Monday, you work till 10, you have an half an hour nappy break, you work till 12:30, you have an hour lunch break, and then you finish about 4. So you don't go at many hours. You do that 8 o'clock Tuesday, Wednesday 8 o'clock till lunchtime, then you have a sports afternoon, so you finish about 1 o'clock. Most people just go home. Well, that's what I used to do, go home. Thursdays 8 till 4, half 4, and then Friday 8 till 12, 11, whatever, whenever you've done CO's PT, you're done. So I've worked it out and I've put 30 hours to be generous, but I can guarantee I think when I've worked it out before, it's about 24, 25 hours actually at work. So bear that one in mind. And doing an HGV job, you're talking 50 to 60 hours. There's no like, oh, just, you know, I'll wait 4 hours. Yeah, if you wait 4 hours and you're on per hour, you're not walking away with an awful lot. So, you know, you get good money because you work good hours, like big hours. It isn't for everybody. Away from home. How often are you away from home? Well, in the army, you go on a tour 6 months. sometimes when I was in Germany, they did a 9-month tour. I didn't do a 9-month tour, but you know, they were doing them. And then you can deploy on exercises, and you know, Kenya, you go Kenya for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, do that once a year, if depending where you are. I was at a medical regiment, so you can do that every year. So I've put, without deployment, with exercises, I reckon you're probably about 6 weeks a year away from home. I'd say 6 weeks a year from your bullshit exercises that you've got to do. And being an HGV driver, the odd night out. So there's no away from home, there's no working, or you've got to come in and prep for exercise and do this and do that, and none of that bullshit. You start work on a Monday, you finish work on a Friday, you go home, you forget about it. There's no exercises, there's no stopping out. If you want to stop out in this job, you can stop out in this job, but I don't. Like I say, very rare, those that have watched my videos before, very rare I might have one night out in a blue moon if my dad's off and I use his truck that's clean, but I don't just use any truck. So yeah, that's a little bit of a comparison between the British Army and an HGV driver. So it's up to you what you take from that. Would it be better for me to still be in the army and get me holidays, but then I wouldn't be on as much money, nearly half of what I'm on now, but you have to take the rough with the smooth, I suppose. I did think about going back to the army, but it's in it for me. I can't deal with it. Discipline and all that is just not the same as when I joined. I'm not saying I joined bloody 30 years ago when it was dead strict, but from the sake of like 2008 to 18, it's just completely changed. I mean, growing beards and that's like, I would say that's quite a discipline, number one, of getting up every day, making sure you're washed, shaved, cleaned and looking presentable. Now, well, I could rant on about it all day, but anyway, just thought I'd give you that little bit of a comparison. So if you've liked the video, feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, don't, just watch, it's fine. So see you on the next one.